Headphones on, let's do this.
Hey, do you know of a podcast I can listen to that has nerd and comic books and stuff? I really can't find one.
I say, you ever heard of the Nerd Dome podcast?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Nerd Dome Podcast, episode 281. I'm your podcaster without fear, Luke, and today I'm joined by this uncanny guy.
Hello, Uncanny Ryan. Coming to you live from Jubilee's room. There's her computer.
Does she have a Sega?
Gumball machine? No, this is just a computer.
Oh, okay.
Skateboard and her coat and gloves.
Is that a
I don't know what those
photo
are.
from like that X Mansion thing
okay.
that they did?
Look, the glasses.
Ah.
Yeah, it's an actual. So you can stay at an Airbnb, and this is an actual picture of the room. There's an Airbnb X Mansion. It's on my bucket list.
I mean,
What's
they're
the
going to
kind
have
of
to
wait time on
pry.
something like that.
Huh?
What's the wait time on something like that?
I don't know.
They're going to have to pry Ryan out of there with the jaws of life.
This
He's
is
like,
my
"No,
home now.
No. Just starts walking around in a robe and slippers and asks everyone to leave. Excuse me. You need to leave now. This is my house.
Mhm.
And I'm also joined with.
It does say it's sold out.
Oh.
Oh,
Andrew.
I'm the alliterative Andrew.
Oh man, how you guys doing? How was your weekend?
Busy.
And why was the weekend busy?
You go ahead, Ryan.
I didn't even see you this weekend, Andrew.
No.
I did see Chris though.
Yeah, it's
I
hard
saw
to
Luke.
miss because he's so tall.
Yes.
I'm hugging him was his way to get into the booth.
Yeah. The lady that was standing guard didn't know me, and I was like, I need to hug him, and she just kind of like stepped aside.
That was
Um,
Patricia Gage of the Black Cat Comics.
Yes.
Yes.
She's the
I'd never
best
met her
hype
before.
man I've ever heard.
Yeah, she's phenomenal. Yeah, she can sit next to me as long as she wants. She's terrific.
Yeah. Yeah.
So go on, Ryan. I'm sorry.
But yeah, we were at the Salt Lake FanX Comic-Con, and it was great fun.
I was also at the FanX.
Yes.
Me too.
Amazing.
We were
Wow.
guests of Black Cat Comics for Friday and Saturday and signed a lot of comics, and we did some fun panels with Chelsea and Adam and Mark, and it was just a good time
Joe.
all around.
Yeah.
And Joe and
And
I need to have my little magnifying glass up and start.
right.
And it's this guy's birthday today. Sorry, you were saying.
No, and then met, my new best friend, along with Jim Starlin, our best friend from was that 2 cons ago? Or was that last con? But I met Jimmy Palmiotti on the Daredevil panel. That was awesome. It was fun because Chelsea was sitting on the far end and I was on the opposite end, and Jimmy was next to her. But like every time we were talking, I felt like half the time it was just him and I talking to each other, and I kept having to like look back at the crowd, like to engage the crowd in the conversation as well. But he's just sitting there nodding and smiling, and I'm like, it's hard to look away from validation directly in the eyes, when he's like, yeah, no, that's exactly how that's exactly how I write him. And I'm like, yeah,
Wiping the
That's
tear
awesome.
from your eye.
it's awesome. Just keep it tucked away. Just keep it. It's all right. No, it
Clamp that
was
down. Yeah.
yeah. Andrew, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. They were really nice when I met them. Also got to talk to Colleen Doran and
Mhm.
Joe Rubenstein and Mike McCone and Sal Valuto and
Did Joe Robinstein Robinstein or Rubenstein?
Rubenstein.
Rubenstein.
Neither one.
No.
Neither. I was wrong. But I remember when I went and met him with Chris, and he just gave Chris shit for like 20 minutes for being tall. So I'm interested to see if your interaction was anything like that, or if it was just like, oh, hey.
No, not at all. He actually remembered me. And so because we had
Chris
hired him
is
to
off.
do I guess you can't see it over here. But yeah, we hired him to do a cover for Ruthless, and that was he asked for comp copies. It was great. But soon enough, they're in the mail soon. Yeah.
So Chris is gonna listen to this and be like, son of a bitch.
I think it's funny you think he's going to listen to this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we'll just have to lock him into a room and play it.
Yes, and we'll make him watch this video like Clockwork Orange with his eyelids peeled open.
I like this plan.
It's amazing.
In fact, that's how we endorse watching this show on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tying someone up and doing Clockwork Orange.
And Clockwork Oranging it.
Listen, I feel like legally we should say that we do not condone that, just in case. I just want to put that disclaimer out there. Because of the law.
I think if I remember right, I think I won tickets to the Deadpool, like the first Deadpool movie premiere, by doing a Clockwork Orange reference. I took my old Teddy Ruxpin doll and did the paper clips. Like I was holding his eyes open. And then I made him watch Wolverine Origins, and I had it paused at the Deadpool screen, and then I took a picture of it, and I sent that in for this contest. And I think I won.
I feel like that's correct. I feel like you told me that. Oh man, that's crazy. So Ryan, who did you get to meet this convention?
I got to meet lots of fun people. This was different in that my mom maybe just as excited as I was for Comic-Con. Because she had like the Happy Days panel of people were there, so Henry Winkler and then two of the people who I don't remember. But
I think you're coming through a little. You're coming through a little patchy.
Ryan, you're breaking up on us.
He cannot hear. Oh,
your audio is breaking up on us, Ryan.
It's all right. Leave it in the live cut. Okay, Andrew. While Ryan's figuring that out, how did your panels go?
Oh, my panels went great. Had some terrific moderators. Chelsea did a terrific job of the Chelsea and Noel podcast. Go to Hell podcast. We talked about House of M and Judge Dredd, and
I didn't get to see the Dredd panel. How did that go?
The Dredd panel went really well. It was terrific. We didn't even get to questions, unfortunately, but most of the audience didn't really have too many questions. But we just kind of had a little powwow out. No, what do you call that? No, we had a little meeting out in the hall there afterwards, and that was fun. We just all chit chatted and talked about stories and influences and things like that. There were some fans of Dredd from way back there that wanted to share their insights, and they were very valuable. It was fun.
Sweet. So did your 2 a.m. Notes cramming come in handy?
Oh yeah, certainly. Yeah, I was up till 2:30 in the morning the night before, getting all the notes down because I'd crawled through all of my Judge Dredd books. None of them were the actual comics. I reread a bunch of them a couple of years ago, and they are still fresh in the mind. And so I was reading books about Dredd. Like I have, what's it called? Thrill Power Overload, and I Am the Law, and the A to Z of Dredd. It's kind of like a encyclopedia of characters and locations and such.
That's awesome. Yeah, our House of M panel I thought went really well.
That was fun.
I know we kind of had a rough run or a early draft run through it up at the Twin Falls Magic Valley Comic Con.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me personally, I felt like, I know not everyone there had listened, but I was like, Andrew and I kind of talked about this already. So I gave a lot of room to the two other panelists that hadn't talked about it, but luckily they were good to go. They were rolling through stuff. They had thoughts that I hadn't thought about or was qualified to speak on. So that was fun.
Yeah, it was a good panel. They a lot of fun insights into that story. Oh, sorry, a car going by. House of M was fun. I'm glad we got to do that one. The indie comics panel that we did was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Doug and
the indie horror comics.
That's right.
Because you did one that was you and Chris and Evan and JC, correct? On the
that was Kickstartering your comic. Yeah,
that's right. And that one went well as well.
Yeah, that one was fun. We have always have a good time with those guys. And then it went well, but it was in a area of the con I'd never been. Like it was there was in a panel room I'd never been into. So I kept looking and looking for it. I almost was late to that one. That one was wild.
I love that. You know, when you've got like 10 minutes to get across the convention center on a Saturday, that was always my favorite hike to do. But if you know where you're going, it helps. Right.
I got stuck behind the furry parade at one point.
I hated that furry parade. I thought it was a great idea and concept, but it made me so mad because it blocked all the traffic.
Yep.
Yeah, doing it earlier in the day might have been better.
All right, Ryan, it sounds like your speakers, your microphones are working well. Okay. So you started to talk about some of the celebrities that you went and saw.
Yeah, so my mom was super excited for Henry Winkler, who played in Happy Days, the Fonz. And there were two other people, Don Most and I forget the other one, but there were other kids on that show too, and so she was super excited. And then she and I always watched the CW stuff together, and so the Superman and Supergirl from the CW shows were there, and she was super excited to meet them too, and I was excited to meet them with her. But as far as the people, I got really excited to meet Miranda Otto, who played Éowyn in Lord of the Rings. I love her. She signed my picture. She put, "I am no man." I was like, yeah. And then I met the Mei Hong she's Mira from K-pop Demon Hunters, and I was very excited to meet her. And she was super fun to meet. But my favorite one, unexpected favorite, the dude that he's in tons of different things as like the character, the monster character work, because he's in all the prosthetics, but Doug Jones, I think we've talked about him on here before. He's in Hocus Pocus, he's in Shape of Water, he's in Pan's Labyrinth, he's in Hellboy,
Star Trek Discovery.
Most recently he's in Star Trek Discovery, which is the picture I had him sign, and I got a cast photo because and he was like, are you planning on having everybody sign this? And I said, yeah, that's my intention. And he's like, okay, I'll keep mine small. So he kind of signed a little bit under his picture. And I was like, could you put like to Ryan in there? And he goes, I'll do you one better. He goes, I put love to Ryan. And he goes, I'm not casual about these things. We're in a relationship now. I was like, okay. And then he comes out from behind this table and gives like everybody hugs my boyfriend, hugs my mom and stuff. When he hugs me, he grabs my face and he kisses me on the temple.
Oh my gosh.
And he says, you be a good pup. And I was like, oh my God, that dude just kissed me and called me a pup.
That's crazy, dude.
I was so excited.
Yeah, and I when Ryan told me, I was like, because Doug Jones has got to be 6'8". He's a
very
tall guy.
There's a picture of him and me.
Wow.
Yes. And I was like, when he hugged you, did he like reach around and grab opposite shoulders because his arms are so long?
Yeah, he just enveloped me. But yeah, I loved that. And then he also plays the gentleman, Hush from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So, which is my boyfriend's favorite episode of one of his favorite shows. So I was calling him while I was in line. I was like, I'm gonna meet Doug Jones. I think you should come down and meet him because he's this. He got really excited. So he was also like, I was teasing him about Doug Jones kissing me, and he's like, yeah, he did it right in front of me. And after I got in bed that night, I was like, I didn't wash this part of my face.
That's funny.
Yeah, I didn't have anything like that happen at Comic-Con. Man, you and I live very different lives.
Oh, that's funny. Oh man. Oh, good. And then yeah, you were doing some behind the scenes stuff, dude. Did that all run pretty smooth for you this year?
Yeah, it gets easier every year. IT stuff was really smooth this year. There's even only one time that I got frustrated as an attendee in one of the lines. Usually I'm frustrated more than that. But so yeah, I think it was pretty smooth this year. They've got it down pretty well. They really do. Thursday was the again highest attended Thursday. Last year was also the highest.
It was very busy.
Yeah, they ran out of wristbands in the volunteer chat. We got this chat that was like, these paper wristbands are acceptable for today because they ran out of Thursday wristbands. So highly attended.
Yeah, I felt like I know even from like the panelist side, there was a lot of like flux versus how it had been versus how it was this year. And this year, it definitely felt more like it did in previous years, like with the smoothness of the panel schedule and that side of it. Good. So that was really nice.
I'm glad there's a new person in charge of programming this year that I think is doing well. It's not new. He's been there before.
Yeah, he was involved before, so that's yeah. That's why I was like, that's probably why it feels like it did before, because it was working great before, and then it got weird.
The only like really weird random thing, like hiccup that happened is, so you know the entrance that the panelists usually go through. They put a bar, like a pop-up bar and grill in front of that entrance last minute. Like nobody knew it was really happening until they're like, boom, they're outside and they're there. And like we were trying, because that's a volunteer entrance too, and that's like so we were trying to figure out like where to put everybody. And then
that was not optimal.
No, that was very weird. I was trying to explain to the bouncer that I was like, I'm just here to be on a panel, mister. I don't want no beers. I don't want
it's like, do you need to escort me through? Like,
yeah, it was very strange.
It was it was a Salt Palace vendor thing. It wasn't really anything to do with Comic-Con. Comic-Con didn't know they were going to be there.
Yeah, because it was funny. They we got an email about it. Like, what's that? Did we lose Ryan again? Okay, we've lost Ryan again. All right. Oh, and I hear me. This is excellent. Adventures in podcasting, everyone. But yeah, no. So again, the two panels that I did with Andrew, those were great. I really did like our indie horror one. And we'll have him on here, but Doug Wagner is so good at that type of thing, just being interviewed and having conversations and stuff like that. Like just keeping a conversation going is, so we'll get him on the show. I've been talking for years about having him on the show with him, but we just haven't lined it up, but we will do that. But that one was really awesome, kind of spanning a whole lot of different horror comics, from his stuff to like some of the old EC stuff to the Junji Ito stuff. It was really awesome. I had a really good time on with Marley and Robert, who have been guests on the show. We did a Daredevil Born Again panel that was actually really well attended, and we could have spent another hour going through the stuff. Like, we only got about halfway through our questions. Best part was one of the highlights was Rob was a few minutes late, and he was dressed as Nick Fury that day. So I warned everyone in the crowd. I was like, all right, we're gonna start, but if you see Nick Fury sprinting in here, he's with us. And of course he comes flying in like 5 minutes late, and he's got the eye patch on and the leather coat, and he ran from the train. He's all sweaty, and I'm like, it's all right, man. We got it. But a thing that I really liked is there was a kid there dressed up as Bullseye from the comics. And that was the first Bullseye I had ever seen at FanX. I just hadn't seen it before, and he came up and asked a question, and he said, hey, how do you think they represented Bullseye in the TV show? And it was like the last question, so we kind of got like a short answer, but I was like, dude, your costume's awesome. I was like, we can talk about it more. We just gotta get off the stage. And so then we get off the stage, and he's waiting outside with his friend, and so I'm talking to him, and I was like, all right, I gotta get a picture of your cosplay. And he goes, I don't know what to do with my hands. And then he just does finger guns at the waist. And that's when I snapped the picture. And I was like, perfect, man. And he was like, thank you for liking my costume. I worked so hard on it. I was like, it looks great, dude. It looks great. But yeah, like, it made my day. And I could tell this kid was happy. He was like bouncing on the way out. But yeah, that panel was great. And then I had this with Chelsea and Joe and Jimmy Palmiotti, the 60 years of Daredevil. And again, Chelsea asks like really deep questions, like diving in on concept and stuff like that, which makes for good conversation. But same thing, Andrew, we didn't have time for any audience questions. We were just on a roll up there. And Jimmy Palmiotti told a fun story about, he wrote, I believe it's Daredevil Dark Days, but it was Daredevil and Misty Knight in Cuba having like it's like a 4-issue mini series of him having a good time. And we got into the why Matt Murdock having a good time is important to the character, because you need to have the highs so the lows hit better. So you need to have, Matt needs to be happy sometimes, but it's going to be a very short time, because then everything is going to be terrible immediately after. And he was like, yeah, that was my thinking behind this little mini series. Like, let him go on the beach and get flirty with Misty Knight for a little bit. That's not going to hurt anything. Give him a good vacation before he goes back to Hell's Kitchen in December and everything is terrible again. So yeah, that was really fun. But and then my daughter was there with me and her friend were there with me on Saturday, and she was dressed up as Anya from Spy Family, the anime. And she decided about halfway through the day that she wanted, there's a anime character named Gojo from, it's drawing a blank right now. But she decided she wanted to go and take a picture with every cosplayer that was dressed up like that. And we had seen probably 15 before she decided she wanted to go take pictures. After that, we saw 3. And I was like, where did they all go? There were so many, because she kept pointing them out every time before she decided to get brave enough to take a picture. But yeah, so she had a good time, and it was funny because I was driving them home, and I was like, you girls, worn out from the convention? And they were like, no, we're good. 10 minutes later, I look back and they are both passed out in the back seat. I was like, okay. So they had a good time. So I was like, that's awesome. But yeah, no, it was a fun convention. I'm excited for next year already. Getting to see a lot of people that you don't see, other than at the convention, which is always fun. Okay, so Andrew, you are all caught up on Peacemaker, correct?
Yes.
So how are you feeling that they're doing this season so far?
Well, I've been enjoying it enough to stick with it every week. I had to wait to catch up on last week's because of the FanX, but I've been enjoying the season so far. How spoilery do we want to get?
That's up to Ryan.
It's fine. I'm gonna watch it, but you can do. It's been out long enough. It's my fault.
And so they all die. No, that didn't happen. Anyway, no, it's been great. Peacemaker ends up interacting with alternate universe Peacemaker and finds he likes it better over there because he's a well-respected hero, even though he's still a piece of crap. Right? Like,
yeah.
Luke, you're caught up, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's still a piece of other Peacemaker is still a piece of crap.
And he might be even a little bit worse.
Much worse. There are some revelations in the last episode.
As it turns out, yep.
That we won't say here. Spoilers. Even it's a big
it's
reveal.
a big one. Yeah, it's a big one.
So we'll leave that one there. Yeah, episode 8 has a big reveal.
I don't know. I don't want to talk about the reveal, but I don't know. Could I say something about the cameo in the episode, or is that too much as well?
Well,
go for it.
Okay. So Lex Luthor is in the newest one. Nicholas Hoult.
Which one? Oh,
Nicholas Hoult from the Superman movie. And that was fun seeing him in there. He did a very Lex Luthor thing, dealing with information and favors, which they kind of just hint at. They don't play out what the favor was, but you assume. But yeah, it's been really good. Yeah, that last episode was, I think I started to notice things about the time Hardcourt started to notice things. But yeah, it's really good. There is a great scene where Adrian Vigilante meets Adrian Vigilante from the other universe, and everyone's kind of been opposite, but not him. They're the same person, and they're like, quick, name your favorite animal on the count of 3. Stingray. It's like that Step Brothers scene, and it is hilarious. I think it's also hilarious because that is his only goal when he gets to the other dimension, is to meet the other version of him. And they're like, no, Adrian, don't do this. Well, he might have information on where we should go because they might be best friends here. So you guys stay here and I'm going to go see the other me. And it's hilarious. It's been so good. And also the intro song has grown on me. I think I disliked it at first because it was different from season 1, and I really liked season 1's. It's kind of the same thing. It always happens to me with anime, because anime likes to change their intro song every single season, and every time it first happens, I'm like, I kind of like the other one. I don't know why they changed it, but then about halfway through the season, I'm like, oh, I like this one too. This one's also very good. Demon Slayer is the perfect example of that. I'm like, when they change the song, but by the end of the season, I'm bopping along with it, just like I did all the other ones. But yeah, I did want to say I binged. I know you guys haven't seen it, but I binged Marvel Zombies. They dropped all 4 episodes. It was very good. Andrew and I kind of talked about it. It's not a continuation of What If. It's kind of its own. It's its own What If, but not tied in with the other one. But yeah, it's fun. It's because you start off with like the 3 main characters of Kamala Khan, Kate Bishop, and Riri Williams, and they're all voiced by the actors that play them in live action. You get Shang-Chi and Katie voiced by their actors. Spider-Man is in it. It's not Tom Holland, but it is the kid from Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. And the floating head of Paul Rudd is also in this. But yeah, it is really good. You guys find a way to watch it because I think you'll really enjoy it. There is a character that pops up in the first episode that I was not expecting for them to just throw in there, but I was very excited. No, it's not Stiltman. Unfortunately, it's not Stiltman. They didn't even have zombie Stiltman in there. I feel like that would be a good, silhouette of a zombie army and then a giant Stiltman in the back. It would be beautiful, but they decided not to go that direction, unfortunately.
Man bull.
That'd be awesome. But
was it one of the Animen, Luke?
No, it was not. It's an amalgamation of 2 characters, but it makes sense. I don't want to spoil anything because it is really, really cool. Yeah, so it kind of ends in a way that's like I think they're gonna do more. I don't know if it's gonna be there, every Halloween they drop another 4 episodes, which could be fun.
That would be fun. I like that idea.
That would be their spooky instead of having to do an Agatha or a Werewolf by Night, stuff like that every
you could
Halloween.
Do another Werewolf by Night. I wouldn't complain.
No, really neither would I.
That one.
Neither would I. Just give me the man thing. Any more man thing you can just shove at me, I'll take it. But yeah, it's really good. The animation is the same style as What If. So if you like that, then you're gonna love the way it looks. Yeah. If I keep talking about it, I'm gonna ruin it. Before the convention, did you guys get a chance to read anything that you might want to talk about, or in preparation for a panel that might be interesting?
I reread almost all the House of M stories. I skipped the Iron Man ones, and I petered out in Mutopia. But I have them on disc, and not pirated, mind you. I have them. I bought them on CD, and they're on they're just scans, like flat scans of the page spreads. And so they used to sell them on CD, and so I've got those and the Fantastic Four and some others. But yeah, so I had to go into the basement and dig out my CDs so that I could read House of M, because I apparently didn't have that in hard copy. So there was some novelty in my research.
Right. I that one of the panelists at the House of M panel made the statement that reading X-Men is a full-time job. And I was going to say, well, I know someone that does exactly that. Job. And he would 100% agree with you, but I didn't want to interrupt her because she got on a roll. But I just nodded emphatically, like, yes, yes, it is. Anytime anyone asks me about, like, how much X-Men do you read? And it's almost the same, like when anime or manga fans come up and they ask you about One Piece. Like, so One Piece, because there's, 1,000 volumes of it. It's in the same vein of, hey, so X-Men. Like, oh, there's a lot of X-Men, but I know one person that does all the X-Men, and an occasional Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers thrown in there, but good 96% X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what you have to do, because if you're trying to read like Avengers in there, it's just where
I pick them up on the crossovers.
Right. Right. Yeah, I think I'm trying to think of if I reread anything. I did reread House of M. Again, the 2 pages of Peter Parker's life being ripped away from him because Peter Parker also can't have nice things. That is like the most traumatic moment for him is my favorite part of House of M, and it's literally 2 pages. It's just 2 pages in the book, but it's so good. It's so good. But the other thing I've been reading, I have been going through the omnibuses, omnibuy of the manga Initial D by Suichi Shingino. But I'm on volume 6. It's basically a race car manga. It's set in the 90s in these hills in Japan. And I eat this stuff up. I love it. I remember watching the anime, and it only went through probably the first omnibus, maybe the second one, a little bit into the second one before it is from like 97 or 98, I think is when that came out. And then they did like a remaster back in 2013. They kind of abridged it and shoved a bunch of the chapters together in more of like a movie format rather than a serialized one, but it's also really good. But yeah, if you like manga, you like the Japanese cars and car culture, like in the 90s and stuff, you'll love it. It's so if you're into that, you'll love this. Yeah, do you guys have anything else you want to talk about? I kind of hit all the stuff I wanted to cover this week. Yeah, good. Well,
good.
All right. Yeah, sorry for the short episode. I think we're all still recovering a little bit from the convention and immediately going back to work.
Exhausted.
So the 35-40 minute episode is good for us this week. This is an achievement. But Andrew, let everyone know where they can find you.
Yes, you can find Chris and I at ValidityStudios.com or Validity Studios on Facebook or Instagram. I believe we are also on Threads. And then you can find me here on the Nerd Dome podcast.
Ryan, do you want to say hi to anybody before we leave?
No.
Well, all right. Thanks for listening, everybody. If you have any comments or questions, go ahead and write in. You can find us Nerd Dome Podcasts across all social medias as well as right here.
Ask me to say hi to you.
Yeah, and then Ryan will say hi to you next recording. Watch, you're going to get a list of 47 names. But yeah, all right. Ryan?
Don't forget to subscribe.
You may now exit the dome. Chris is in here.
Fuck responsibility.
I can see the whole time.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say here.
See you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.